Interviewers often ask tricky scenario-based questions in Power Automate. In this video, we will go through the top 5 frequently asked Power Automate interview questions. Before we get there, I want to share that I have also created a blog where I am curating all these questions. I will be expanding it into a relative page with 150 plus questions in Power Automate from beginner to expert level. I will leave the link in the description so that you can check it out. So let's dive in. The first question is, describe a situation where you would use a do until loop instead of a simple loop in Power Automate. Normally in Power Automate, I would use apply to each loop when I know I have a list of items and I need to go through all of them. But sometimes I don't know in advance how many times the loop should run. I just know the condition I am waiting for. That's when a do until loop is more useful. Let's have an example. So imagine a scenario where I am waiting for a manager to approve holiday request or an expense report. In that case, I can combine the do until loop with the delay function. The flow might send the request, then wait for an hour or even a day or a week and keep checking until the approval comes in. So the key takeaway is I will use do until loop when I don't know the exact number of iterations, but I know the condition that should end the loop. Next question is, how do you share a flow with someone else? So there are 5 ways I usually share a Power Automate flow depending on the scenario. If someone just needs notification, I don't actually share the flow. Instead, I add their email address in the notification step so they also get alerts when the flow runs. If I want to share the logic but not expose my connections, so I would use send a copy option. So that way the other person gets a separate copy of the flow and I can remove sensitive connections before sharing. Third is, for moving flows between environments, I export a flow as a package. So this creates a zip file that someone else can import into their environment. So it's very useful when promoting from dev to QA and QA to production. And the next one is sharing as a co-owner. So this one is most powerful and is making someone as a co-owner. So that gives them full access to the live flow so we can collaborate on the same version. But since my connections are also shared, I only do this with the trusted person. So finally, for my own testing, I sometimes just use save as option to create a copy for myself so that I can experiment without affecting the production flow. So the overall approach depends on the need, that is notification for alerts, copy or export for sharing logic, co-owner only for the trusted collaborations. So but remove personal connections before sharing. Next question is, how do you monitor your Power Automate flow? At the most basic level, the run history in the Power Automate portal shows you when a flow started, how long it ran, the parameter it received, and whether it's a success or failed. So this is usually my first step when troubleshooting the flow. So for deeper insights, the Analytics tab provide me built-in dashboards. So here you can review usage pattern, error rates, and performance bottleneck for over the last 7, 14, or 30 days. Third is, at the environment level, administrator only rely on Power Platform Admin Center. So it gives a central view of flow health, failed runs, and even capacity limits. So to stay proactive, you can enable the notification. For example, getting an email alert whenever a flow fails means you don't have to keep checking manually. Finally, large organizations often implement Power Platform Center of Excellence, which is COE kit. So this allows them to set up automated alerts and dashboards that help admins to manage and monitor the flow. Next question is, if a flow fails, how do you figure out the reason? So when a flow fails in Power Automate, my first step is to look at the run history and error logs. So this quickly shows me the exact step where the flow failed and gives me the error message. So whether it's a timeout or it's a permission issue. Next, I'll review the error details closely. Many times, the message itself gives the hint. So if the flow was working earlier, I also check if any recent changes were made. Third is, I always validate the input data because wrong or missing values are one of the most common reasons to break the flow. So at the same time, I can also check the health of the connectors, and expired connections. So for example, in this below workflow, my AI builder stops working because its trial account got expired. So to pinpoint the problem, I sometimes test the flow in smaller parts, running only the failing step with using the test data. And finally, Power Automate has a built-in monitoring tool that I will use for tracking errors. Next question is, can you explain how variables work in Power Automate? In Power Automate, variables allows us to hold temporary values that we can reuse throughout a flow. We have various types of variables like integer, string, boolean, array, and object type. Object type holds the complex data structure, whereas arrays hold the list of items. So the process usually starts by initializing a variable. So there we set its name and define its type. So for example, here I have created a variable called loop counter, which is having a type of integer. We can set or update the value of the variable at any time using the set variable. And for collections like array or even string, so instead of replacing values, we append these values to either array or string. So we will use append to array or append to string variable action. So variables are having flow wise scope, so they're accessible in any step after initialization. So it's better to initialize them early, but only when you know you will actually need them. Let's have a real use case. So imagine you want to send a daily summary email of all pending tasks in Microsoft Planner. So we will start this by creating a pending task variable. So this will be of string type. So as the flow loop through all the planner tasks which are pending, it will append all those value in the pending task variable. And finally, at the end of the loop, the entire variable gets inserted into the body of the email, giving a manager a clean and ready to read summary email for all the pending tasks. So by the way, if you are preparing for interviews, so I have created a dedicated Power App interview question playlist on my channel. It has more than 35 videos covering real world interview scenarios from beginner to advanced level. I'll provide the link in the description. Please have a look. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share this channel. Take care.